Hello, Capricorn. Hello and thank you. Welcome to my channel. This is Sherry at Soul Conscious Tarot. This is going to be your July overview reading, where this is a general message that is timeless. So whenever you find it, this message or something in it may be for you. Because we're all on different cycles. And the way I do these readings is a little bit different than all the other readers out there. I don't think anybody yet is doing these messages similar to the way I do them. Maybe in the future they will, but the way I do these is 3 rows. The first row is your conscious self, what you're feeling and thinking for the month of July. The middle row is your subconscious self and what you may be thinking and feeling at a subconscious level that you're not aware of at the conscious level. And then those two together, how you're what you're feeling and thinking at a subconscious level that you may not be aware of, and your feeling and thoughts at a conscious level, how those come together to manifest what you're seeing in your real world reality, how those play together and manifest into what you're seeing around you. And then at the end, I pull 1 card for love, and I only pull 1 card because these aren't focused on love. There's many love readers out there that are much better at it than I am. I don't focus on that primarily. I do, however, do 1 my weekend love vibes every week, which is just a really short little thing. But if you're interested in that, you can always subscribe to my channel, and then you'll be aware when I post new things. So we're diving right in here, Capricorn, and what I have is we'll see this. You've got the lessons and blessings card, and then your emoji card for the month is I'm picking up, like, I feel like something has happened, Capricorn, that I get like some frustration and aggravation, like just and a little bit of disappointment, like almost like it's a blessing in disguise. It was a lesson, like you had to learn something the hard way, but it was a blessing in disguise. And you don't realize yet that it's a blessing in disguise. So let's see what else comes out with this. But that's what I'm getting right off the bat, what is coming through. Let's see what we have to go with that, Capricorn. And I get 3 cards for how Capricorn's feeling and thinking for the month of July, please. What are they feeling and thinking at a conscious level for the month of July? Okay. I need 1 more card. What's that one? Okay. Got it. Okay. Yeah, that's I'm seeing it. Okay. Is this I think this is 4 of Pentacles. No, 4 of Cups. The 4 of Cups. Okay. So you have the Knight of Pentacles, the 4 of Cups, and the Empress card. So interesting enough, this, a lot of times Knight of Pentacles in many decks can talk about, where you see the guy on the horse, but he's just kind of standing still. He's not really moving. This horse actually has a foot up, like he's about ready to take a step forward. And the pentacle on this, there's light reflecting off of that, like it's almost a lantern showing the way. It's that glow, the mandala around that pentacle, illuminating his path, illuminating. It's almost like that. I'm picking up almost a feeling of, the Ride of Paul Revere, the 1 of by land, 2 of by sea. I don't even know why that came up, but it came up. So like I said, just channel whatever comes up. There's probably a meaning for it, reason for it. But what I'm really feeling is with that, it's like I said, almost this, you're moving on to something better. yeah, there's Four of Cups talks about a missed opportunity. It's that regret. It's like something that didn't quite go your way. You know, disappointment, and that's why I said I picked that up off of that emoji card, that disappointment, that you're disappointed, and it's like it's a blessing in disguise. This was a blessing. Whatever this is going to be a blessing in disguise. And I think you're starting to see that in July with your final card being the Empress there. That's abundance. And I think that you're going to see, like, you know, although this is tough moving ahead, you know, the path is needing to be lit for you to move ahead because something was difficult. You know, something happened that left you disappointed, Capricorn. But as a result of that, you know, at the end of the day, you're going to realize that it led to your abundance. It led to, you know, maybe you giving to yourself instead of the situation. You start giving to yourself, and you know, you start creating that path forward. And when you do, when you create that path forward, you end up being extremely abundant as a result of it. I don't think that you've seen that yet. Because I think that with the way I'm pulling this right now is it looks like, you know, that you're sitting in the Four of Cups, with that be the center of the spread, and your emoji card being, you know, this kind of a little bit of disappointment. I almost get these same feelings off of these two cards together. That's the same emotions and feelings coming out. But that's the energy you're sitting in now. But then you're going to see that it's going to, you know, it's going to lead in the future to your abundance, but you haven't recognized that. That's why I said it's a blessing in disguise. You're just seeing right now, you're focused on the lesson, the hardship. You're ignoring, you know, you're ignoring that new opportunity that's being presented to you right now, because you're disappointed. But the moment that you start moving forward and put your head up, you know, look up and look around and start moving forward, you know, find that light in the dark of the situation, it's going to lead to something that is going to be, like I said, a blessing in disguise for you, Capricorn. It's going to lead to something better and greater that's for your greater good, is what I really get for you for the month of July. So we're going to go ahead and move on to your subconscious self. This is what you're feeling and thinking at that subconscious level that you may not be aware of. You know, any messages that may want to come through from your subconscious for the month of July. So Merkaba. In Merkaba, I think Aries got this message, Capricorn. So don't know if you're dealing with an Aries. Don't know if you have Aries in your chart. It doesn't matter anyways, but they got the same card, I believe, in their soul spot for their reading as well. But I get a little bit of a different message off of this for you. For you, I feel like it's that movement forward. It's your subconscious saying, you know, stop focusing on the past, stop focusing on the loss and or the disappointment, and get in your chariot or on your horse and move forward toward the light. Start looking at the positive, looking what's ahead, see what's ahead of you, see, you know, to see that opportunity that you have that's going to lead to this Empress energy, is what I really am picking up. Can tell I've been doing readings all day, and my throat's starting to get very, very dry from talking so much. I've been doing all of these readings today, and so it's been quite a few, to say the least. Okay, so it looks like to me, so it's just talking about your soul, your subconscious is kind of almost reinforcing your conscious self in a way. In your subconscious, there there is a fear that you tend to self-sabotage things. Like you have a fear around ending things. Yeah. Yeah, you have a fear because we have the Five of Swords, the Strength, and the World. So there's this fear that you tend to get up in your head and convince yourself. It's like you have trouble ending things, and or when something ends, it's like almost like a feeling of rejection, like a fear of rejection. A little bit. It's a closure issue that you have problems when people try to close out cycles with you, or when something ends. You have some issues around that, Capricorn. And that's what your soul is trying to tell you is that that that's where the problem lies, or where this disappointment lies. Is you're disappointed because you feel like you've missed out on something, because you're focused on the loss, and not where it could lead you, not the opportunity, to understand that by something leaving your life in the way that it does, when it leaves, there's a reason it left. And it left because it was either it was time for it to go, it served its purpose. And that's what I think, that you learned the lesson you needed to learn from this situation, whatever this pertains to in your life. That's why I said it's a blessing in disguise. There was a lesson that you learned out of this, and I think that lesson is how to deal with loss. So it's understanding that when something ends, it's not necessarily a bad thing, because then it makes room for something else to come in that can be much better. So say, for instance, like you lose your job, and so of course then you're like, oh, what am I going to do? How am I going to make ends meet? How am I going to pay my bills? How am I going to do this and that? And you're so focused on everything that like the negatives of everything, that you don't realize that there may be, the reason that job ended, or the reason you left that job, is because you're about to, there's going to be an opportunity for an even better job that the universe said that needs to go, because I have something better for you. But you're so focused on the loss of what the negative and the loss, that you that's how you're kind of self-sabotaging yourself, because you're it's like that fear of losing you're struggling with seeing the positive, or the possibilities of something better coming out of the situation. You're not seeing the positive of the situation, only the negative is what I'm really kind of picking up on. That's the energy, or the message I'm picking up on. And compass. So what direction are you going to go? And that's kind of how this is. It makes sense, because it's like, are you going to focus on the negative, or are you going to focus on the positive? Because when you get out of that Four of Cups, when you get out of focusing on the negative and the loss and the regret and the disappointment, and you move ahead, are you going to set your compass? Are you going to set a heading? Are you going to embark on that journey to something better? Set that down and look at where it can lead you. Look at, don't look at that loss as a negative. Look at it as, oh, now what's coming, what better thing is on my horizon? What is in store for me that is going to be, what is this going to lead to? The possibilities are endless, of what it could lead to. This deck, okay. So we'll see what else comes out in your reality, your 3D reality that manifests in your real physical world. But that compass is, it also is 50, which is 5, which is, can be I see that tying even with the color matches to this Five of Swords. It's tying almost as a color match to it. And it's almost the same as the world, and the compass is round. A compass is, you know, kind of points the direction of the globe, which is round. It's the cycles, it's the globe, it's those cycles. I'm really seeing those things tied together of, you know, that oh, okay, well, it's telling me to take those, even though it's quite a bit. There's a lot that wants to be said here, so we'll see what comes out. Capricorn, a lot here. So yeah, it's just telling you, you know, this is how it wants to manifest. Gosh, I see the choice. So on one side of the coin, and like I said, it's where you're going to set your compass. What are you going to focus on? You're going to focus on the truth of the situation and acceptance, or are you going to be the fool and, you know, deceive yourself? You know, are you, it ultimately comes down to a choice, making a choice. You know, we choose our destiny, and it's a choice that we have to make. And so it's like we choose whether we accept something or not. And so it's in that acceptance, and allowing yourself to be a fool, to step into that full energy, and say, okay, universe, I'm willing to take a risk and a chance and see what comes. You know, I'm willing to let you open the door and see, you know, I'm ready to shed light down that path and see where it leads me. I know I'm sitting in the dark, but I'm ready to turn on that light and see what's before me. And when you do that, you know, then when you make that choice, you know, acceptance comes. And when you accept it and you play the full, you know, and you make that choice, you're going to move away from, you know, any deception. You're going to realize your full potential, or realize the opportunities that are presented before you, that are wanting to be handed to you to allow you to have something better in your life. So that's what I have for you. We'll pull that final card for your love life for the month of July. So it looks like, I mean, acceptance is the key here. Accepting whatever ended. To not be afraid of endings, to allow cycles to close in your life, to have the strength to accept when something has ended, and understand that when that happens, there's something better. There's something for your higher good. It's like I said, it's that blessing in disguise. You may not realize that, you know, that situation, maybe if it's a job, maybe, you know, something's going to happen in that job situation that would have been worse if you would have stayed. You know, if you wouldn't have lost your job, it would have only gotten worse. And the universe is saying, hey, I want you somewhere else that's going to be better for you. And you have to trust in the universe, or you know, whatever your spiritual practice is. Trust in something bigger than yourself to lead you to something better, and know that you have the ability to act on and make that something better a reality for yourself, you know, and being confident, having the strength and confidence to act on something and move forward in your life, and take action where necessary. That'll lead you to that Empress energy, you know. So we have the Page of Wands as your overall energy, which is it's definitely a very impulsive energy. It's definitely wanting to make something happen, and pages are very, pages are very young. It's a very can be a very, especially with this being wands, a very immature energy. But I feel this is that in your love life, how that wants to play out is just kind of like, I think you're just, it's like you're gonna be in and out. It's because I think because of this disappointment that you've had, um, it's like there's part of you that is going to want to start something new, like want to kind of, um, might do some things or have some connections that are impulsive in the moment. Um, but I don't think that your intention is to find anything or pursue anyone that it's going to be long lasting. Like that's not your intention when you meet someone. I think it's just like something quick to help make you feel better, is what I'm getting. Like you're just going to be kind of impulsive of if you meet someone, okay, yeah, because I don't feel, wanting to have an occasional good time to get out of feeling depressed or feeling disappointed, down at whatever, whatever loss you had in your life. You're just, it's like a little bit of distraction, wanting to just, like I said, anything that comes into your life in the month of July, as far as romantically, it's just going to be, I really feel like you're not going to have the intent, Capricorn, of looking at it being something that's potentially going to be long term. It's just going to be, hey, yeah, I'll go out on a date. We'll go out for a night, have a good time. But you're not going to be up or in that full, like positive energy, because you're still dealing with the loss and disappointment of the loss. So, that's still on your mind and still plaguing you at that deeper level, because you're still kind of in that negative frame of mind versus that positive mindset in the month of July. But you're moving toward that. You're slowly changing that, and I think as you do, it's like that beacon of light that you're, as you start to come out of that, that's when you're gonna, you might, hey, yeah, I'll go out. Let's, a friend calls up and says, hey, you want to go do this? Yeah, let's go do that, just so that you can feel better. You're going to do some things to try and make yourself feel better, to try and move forward and get yourself out of those negative energies from whatever it is you lost. So that's what I have for you, Capricorn, for this month. I hope you enjoyed this message. If you did, I'd love for you to hit that like button down below and feel free to leave any comments that you want to leave. Also, I'd love to have you join my tribe. If you want to do that, just hit the subscribe button down below. You can also hit the notification button. Allows you to know when I'm publishing readings. I do a few each and every week, different ones. There's 3 different ones I do every week. And then I've been doing these now monthly as well. I may do ones in the future I'm not aware of yet, because I haven't figured out, like how much I can and can't do around my full-time job. So, because I do this around my full-time job, so as a side thing. So thank you so much for taking the time and joining me this month. I appreciate you greatly. If you did, thank you so, so much. I wish you the very best. Joy, love, and light.